we've got a few more questions here. So it says, remember how we had to rationalize the denominators? And now we can get, so again, rationalize. Rationalize meant that we got rid of the square root symbols. So now we can use the multiplying by the conjugate to basically get rid of the square root symbols. So whatever I do to the bottom, I'm going to have to do to the top. So I'm going to multiply that whole thing by the conjugate. Now the conjugate is the exact same thing, 7 and 2, but we're going to change it from a plus to a minus. I have to do that up here as well. 7, 2. So let's do the top first. So 4 times 7. 4 times 7. Well, 4 is an outside number, and 7 is an inside number. So I can't do anything except combine them side by side like that. And then I can do the next one. I've got 4. I have negative root 2. Again, I've got a 4 on the outside and a root 2 on the inside. I wrote positive, but it's actually going to be there. 4 root 7 minus 4 root 2. And now the bottom. So I'm going to just erase this here to make things a little bit easier for me. So let's do this one. This one. So root 7 times root 7. They're both inside numbers. 7 and 7 gets me 9. Okay, so the next one I have here is this. So 7 and 2 are both inside numbers and negative, but 7 and 2 are both inside numbers, so 7 times 2 is 14. Then I'm going to have this. Again, the 2 and the 7 are both inside numbers. It's going to be 14 on the inside. And the last one here is going to be 2 and 2. Those are both inside numbers, but negative. 2 and 2 get me 4. And now you can just see, well, the square root of 14 and the square root of 14, one's negative, one's positive, they're going to cancel out. Square root of 49 is just 7, and the square root of 4 is just 2. So let's deal with that in a second. At the top, we don't have anything to do. 4 root 7 minus 4 root 2. 7 can't be broken down any further. 2 can't be broken down. But then on the bottom, square root of 49 is 7 minus square root of 4, 2. Now 7 minus 2 can just get you 5. And now we have taken something that has square roots on the bottom and turned it into something that no longer has a square root on the bottom. All right, so we need to do the same thing here. We need to take this, multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate is the exact same thing, so it's 3 root 2, the exact same thing, 5, but instead of a minus, we're going to put plus. And we're going to do the same thing to the top. 3 root 2 plus 5. So let's just do the top part first. So we have these multiplying together. So our outside numbers are 2 and 3, which is 6. And our inside is 6 and 2, which is 12. And then we will have these ones. So here, it looks a little complicated, but the 2 and the 5 are both outside numbers. So that's going to get me a 10. And the inside number is, well, just a root 6. There's no inside number here, so just a 6. That's the top. So I will take this now, and we'll have to do the bottom. If I can. Okay, so we're gonna multiply the bottom part. I'm gonna erase that I did. All right, so we need to do the denominator. So we have these two. 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. So the outsides, the 3 and 3 are 9. The insides, 2 and 2 are 4. Then we can do these together. So the outsides are 3 and 5, which are 15. And the inside is just a 2 on this one. Then we can do these. So the outside numbers are 3 and 5 again, but negative 15. And the inside is just a 2. And lastly, Get that. They're both outside numbers, negative 25. And as you can see here, we did this correctly because 15 root 2 and negative 15 root 2, those are both like terms and they are both the same, but one's positive, one's negative, so we can cancel them out. So on the bottom here, we have 9, square root of 4 is just a 2, minus 25. On the top, however, we've got a 10 root 6 on the right. Now 6 can't be broken up. It goes to a 3 and it goes to a 2. That's it, there's no pairs. 12, unfortunately, it can. So I'm going to do that off to the side here. It was in red, so I'll stick with red. 6 root 12. So you have to simplify that. 12 is 6 and 2 or 4 and 3. 4 can turn 2 and 2 and down below. So I do have a group of 2's. I take the 2 out, but there's a 6 already there. 6 times the 2 is 12, and the leftover there was just a 3. So this 6 root 12 right there actually turned into 12 root 3, which I'm going to put here. 12, 3. So that is now simplified. I can erase this, run out of space. Nope, apparently I'm not going to. Man. 12 root 3, 10 root 6, those are done. 9 times 2 on the bottom. Well, I'm going to just erase that here and say that's an 18. And then 18 minus 25, well, I'm going to erase that again and make that a negative 7. Negative. And for simplicity, we can leave it there. However, if you did want to bring this negative up to the top, you could. You would have to take the negative and you'd have to throw it into everything. So if you wanted to have that, you could have a negative 12 root 3, positive, and a negative 10 root 6, 10 root 6, and then keep the bottom as a positive. So that is an option. All right, so let's look at this one, letter C, 3 root 2. Then we want to multiply by the conjugate. So the square root of 3 and the square root of 2, but change the symbol on the inside to a minus. And then we're going to copy that up above, because whatever you do to the bottom, we're going to need to do the top. And we're going to multiply out here. So I'm going to just erase this bottom one and just let's focus on the top. So root 2 and root 3, those are both inside numbers for a square root of 6. And then here, root 2 and root 2, those are both inside numbers for square root of 4. You have to include that there's a negative there. Root 3 times root 3, also negative. So root 3 and root 3, those are both inside. 3 times 3 is 9. And negative times a negative here is going to be positive, but root 3 and root 2, those are both inside numbers, so that'll be a 6. And now we're going to have the denominator. Denominator multiplied by root 3 minus 2. All right, well, let's get started here. Root 3 times root 3, those are both inside numbers for square root of 9. Root 3 is root 3, yeah, that's root 9. And then I have root 3 and root 2, but negative. So both inside numbers, 3 and 2, are going to be 6. And then I've got these ones. Also, the inside numbers are they're both inside numbers. 2 and 3 are going to be 6. And lastly is that. It's going to be a negative, negative there, and 2 and 2 are both inside numbers, so 4. Okay, so now we're going to have to simplify this. Well, I've got a root 6 on the top and another root 6 on the top. If I have one of those, a 1 root 6, and another 1 root 6, together I'd have 2 root 6's. Then I have minus square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2, so minus 2. Then I here have minus the square root 9. Square root of 9 is 3, so I'll have a minus 3. I have to combine that 2 and a 3 in a moment. Down below, I've got the negative root 6 and a positive root 6. Those are both the same, but one's positive, one's negative, so we'll cancel them out. The square root of 9 on the left here, that is going to be 3, minus the square root of 4, which is 2. So what do I have? The top, I've got 2 root 6. 6 cannot be broken down. Go 2 and 3, but there are no pairs to take out. And then I have -2 and -3, give me -5. All over 3 minus 2, which is 1. You don't need to write the 1. That.